Top of the table after a tough run of away fixtures. What's your thought on how that spell's been?
Yeah, it's been good. I think obviously to be top of the league is where we want to be. Obviously in this league, it's you know, with the top team going up, it's where we want to be and where we want to stay going into the next run of fixtures. But yeah, we've had some tough away games and some good performances to go with it. So confidence is high and we're all happy to be there.
Is it pleasing to get through that the way you did?
Yeah, I think so. You know, obviously, we had a bit of a poor performance. I think as a collective, we know we weren't great against Yeovil, but other than that, I think the majority of our performances and the results have all been what we've wanted. So we're all happy, and we just need to make sure we can keep it going.
Do you feel any extra pressure as players being top of the table?
I don't. I don't think the group does either. We've got a good group in there. You know, we're quite level-headed. So I think it's one of them ones, you know, we've just got to focus on ourselves. I know it's very cliche in football to focus on one game at a time, but especially when we are where we are, that's all we need to do. So I think we'll not get carried away and we'll just carry on doing what we've been doing.
Last time I think we spoke to you was after York. Do you think that's been a bit of a catalyst for this good run of form?
Yeah, it could be, you know. Obviously it was a bit of a flash in the pan, you know, the result. And then obviously we played Rochdale as well and we didn't really perform then either, so we had a look at both games and what we felt we need to do better, and I think, you know, we've played about 7 or 8 games since then and we've won or drawn, you know, unbeaten in them, so we've just got to carry on. And you know, I think at them games, you know, when they come back round, we'll be a different team and we'll approach them differently probably. So it's been you know, the past month it's been a good month, but we've just got to make sure we can continue that.
How have you found it being back at Brunton Park?
Yeah, I love it. I think you can tell by the way I'm playing. You know, I love being here. You know, I've worked with a gaffer before, and it's a good group of lads. It's one of the best groups that I've been with. I've got some good mates here, some people that I knew before I came here, and I've made some good friends since I've been here. So, you know, I love being here. I enjoyed it the last time when I was here when I was a little lad. I was a young lad. I was 10 years ago. So, you know, I want to stay, and you know, hopefully I can, and we can have a successful season.
Is it nice for you and your family to be back up north again?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, obviously the pull of coming back to Carlisle is something I wanted to do, but also to come back to be with my family. You know, I've got 2 kids now and with my wife, so it's only an hour away, so it's quite local for me. But yeah, it's a big plus being home, and you know, I'm happy off the pitch. I'm happy on the pitch, so. That's always good.
You seem to be quite a vocal part of that dressing room. What's it like being a bit of a leader in there?
I don't know. I'd say I am a leader on the pitch. You know, I do like to talk. I think sometimes that's to get myself going as well. But also, I like to laugh and a joke with the lads. And you know, I think if you ever see us around the changing rooms or anything, I'm always kind of one of the louder ones. But it's just part of my personality. That's just what's come out. I wasn't always like this. You know, I think it comes out with maturity and. It's just something that I don't know. I don't know whether it's not that I don't care, like as in what people think, but it's more just enjoying myself. And when I'm, like I said, I'm happy off the pitch. I'm generally enjoying my football and doing better on the pitch.
What do you think have been the factors behind this good run of form?
It's tough to say. You know, I think like I've just said there, I'm enjoying it. I think the lads are enjoying it. We've got a good group. Everyone's pulling in the same direction. We've been going into games, you know, starting games well, you know, scoring goals, and I think when the confidence is high and you try different things and they come off, all of a sudden it breeds confidence. And like I say, we're just winning games, and I think, you know, the way the squad is, everyone knows they need to be at the best because we've got good players on the bench and some good players getting left out. So it's always a good mix to have, and I think as long as you've got that, you'll have a successful team.
How important is that team spirit that seems to be building being in that run?
Yeah, massive. You know, I've been in a lot of squads where the team spirit and the change room's good, dressing room, and it can drag you over the line in certain games. So I think we've got some good characters in there, some big characters, and you know, they help the other people as well. Like I say, when I'm on the pitch shouting, I tend to do that for myself, but also it could drag a few people along. So I think having a good squad, you know, a good group of lads is always good, and I think it will help you in the long run.
As a sitting midfielder, is it pleasing to see those in front of you flourishing and scoring goals?
Yeah, it is, yeah. I'd like to chip in myself, but I don't really get forward as much these days or get near the box. But, you know, like Cricky and Regan and, you know, Georgie, look, all them boys, they're all doing well. So, you know, long may it continue, and hopefully we can keep the run going.
What are you expecting from Eastleigh at the weekend?
It'll be a tough game, I think. You know, it's I think the club obviously trying to get a lot of fans through the door, so it'll be a good atmosphere. But I think, like I say, it's a cliche in football. We've just got to focus on ourselves and what we've been doing well, and make sure we can repeat them. And you know, I'm sure if we're on our game, we can be a good match for anyone in this league. So we're confident going into it, but you know, we know we need to be on our toes.
How's training and preparation been this week?
Yeah, it's been good. We trained today and it was good. It was lively. Obviously, it's very wet out there, but it was good, and you know, the lads look sharp. So we'll train tomorrow again and do a bit of detail on Eastleigh, and then go into the game.
As you mentioned, expecting a big crowd on Saturday. Does that come with any added pressure?
No, I think, you know, it can be a good thing. You know, obviously getting more fans in, you want to play in front of them big crowds as a player. So I think, you know, having a bigger crowd in there, it'll just spur us on more, and you know, hopefully we can give them a good showing.
How have you found the support since you've come back?
Yeah, good. It's always been good. You know, like I say, since the last time I was here 10 years ago, it was good then, and you know, especially dropping down into the National League, it could go one or two ways, but you know, it seems like it's spurred the fans on a bit more and got them as coming back in more numbers, and I think obviously winning games helps a lot. So yeah, it's been good.
Could be the biggest attendance in the National League this season. Is this a bit of a testament to where the club is at the moment?
Yeah, I think so. You know, obviously there's a bit of a project going on with the club, so obviously, like I just said, winning games helps as well. It gets people to come through and it gets smiles on faces. So we've just got to do what we can on the pitch to make sure the fans want to come back and you know, keep the numbers high.
Thanks for your time.
No bother.